No one knew why the lights inside the Paris studio flickered that night. Technicians swore every cable had been checked, every spotlight secured, every dimmer tested. Yet the moment he stepped past the threshold, quiet, hood up, hands tucked into the pockets of a black satin bomber, the entire room seemed to inhale. Some said it felt like electricity. Others insisted it felt like history shifting, as if something monumental were about to unfold. But all of them, every stylist, photographer, and assistant, would later agree on one thing: when Jungkook walked into the room, the energy changed. The world had heard rumors, of course. Whispers spreading through fashion forums and luxury insiders, murmurs on social media that the global K-pop icon, the golden voice of BTS, the so-called sold-out king, the artist whose every move reshapes trends, was about to join forces with one of the most legendary fashion houses of all time, Chanel. But rumors were common in the world of luxury. Partnerships were discussed, scrapped, reshaped. Nothing was real until it was announced. Nothing mattered until Jungkook himself stepped into the spotlight that night, as he quietly thanked the crew and slipped off his hood, revealing the unmistakable intensity of his gaze. It became undeniable: Jungkook was the newest ambassador of Chanel Beauty. At first, no one spoke. The room held a tension that wasn't fear, it was awe. There was something almost cinematic about seeing him in that setting: the metallic makeup stands, the glowing bulbs surrounding the mirrors, the scent of foundation and powder mixing with the subtle perfume that floated from the Chanel team's kit. It felt like watching a new era unfold in real time, and yet, Jungkook didn't behave like someone stepping into a historic moment. He behaved like someone stepping into work, precise, focused, quietly humble. He moved with a calm confidence, greeting every person by name, asking about their day, bowing politely as if he weren't one of the most influential cultural forces of his generation. But beneath that gentleness, there was something else. Something deeper. A fire. People close to him said he'd been searching for the right creative partnership, something aligned with his evolution as an artist, something that wasn't just about visuals but about meaning. About expression. About identity. Chanel Beauty wasn't looking for a generic face. They were looking for an icon who didn't merely represent the brand, but embodied its evolving spirit: timeless yet modern, elegant yet daring, refined yet unrestricted. Someone capable of bridging cultures, generations, and aesthetics. Someone who could redefine what beauty means, not just sell it. And in Jungkook, they found exactly that. As cameras clicked into position and stylists prepared brushes dipped in luminous textures, he took his place in front of the backdrop. But something unexpected happened. Just before the first flash went off, the creative director asked him a question, not scripted, not planned: "Jungkook, when you think of beauty, what do you see?" The room fell still. Even the makeup artist paused mid-stroke. He looked down for a moment, thinking. Then he lifted his eyes, and with the quiet sincerity that makes millions feel like he's speaking directly to them, he said, "I see confidence." Not something loud. Something honest. No one expected that answer. Not because it was poetic, Jungkook has always been thoughtful, but because it cut straight through the glossy world of luxury campaigns and marketing language. It wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about looking a certain way. It was about feeling like you belong in your own skin, and suddenly, the entire campaign shifted. Every shot that followed seemed charged with new meaning. When he stared into the lens, it wasn't the polished stare of a model, it was the gaze of an artist revealing a piece of truth. When he moved, each angle felt intentional yet effortless. As if he weren't posing for Chanel, he was simply being himself, and Chanel was honoring that presence. Hours passed. Frames were captured. Looks were changed. Somewhere between the smoky eye and the clean, bare-skin aesthetic, the creative director whispered to the producer, "We aren't witnessing a campaign. We're witnessing a transformation." But the real twist didn't come until later that evening. The shoot had wrapped. Equipment was being packed. People were rubbing sore shoulders, stepping into the hallway to answer emails, sipping the last of the lukewarm coffee. Jungkook was thanking the team when one of the lighting techs accidentally knocked over a diffuser. It crashed loudly, startling everyone, except him. He didn't flinch. Instead, he bent down to help pick up the pieces. And as he did, he laughed gently and said, "Mistakes make moments better. They remind us we're human." That single sentence would go on to become the emotional heart of the campaign's global messaging. A reminder that even in luxury, even in the gleaming world of haute couture and premium cosmetics, authenticity is more powerful than flawlessness. Later, as Chanel executives reviewed the footage, they noticed something subtle. In almost every frame, Jungkook wasn't trying to be beautiful. He was simply being present. Relaxed. Real. And that honesty radiated through the camera in a way no one could manufacture. It was revolutionary, because beauty, for so long, had been sold as an ideal, untouchable, curated, unchanging. But here was Jungkook, one of the most influential global icons, redefining beauty as something alive. Something expressive. Something deeply personal. When the announcement finally went public, Jungkook of BTS named the new global ambassador for Chanel Beauty, the world reacted like a tidal wave. Trends exploded on social media. Fans celebrated the partnership. Fashion journals analyzed the synergy. Marketing experts called it a landmark step in the luxury and K-pop intersection. But more importantly, new conversations began. Conversations about self-expression, inclusivity, breaking stereotypes, honoring individuality. Conversations that echoed Jungkook's earlier words, "Confidence isn't loud. It's honest." And that was the real story, the one beneath the headlines, beneath the glamorous campaign photos, beneath the flawless beauty shots. A story about a young artist who continues to evolve not by chasing expectation, but by embracing authenticity. A story about a brand known for timeless elegance choosing, in this moment, to redefine elegance entirely, not as perfection, not as status, but as truth. And as global audiences watch this new chapter unfold, Jungkook standing at the intersection of luxury fashion, artistic expression, and cultural influence, one thing becomes clear: this isn't just a collaboration. It's a movement, a new era of beauty, a new era of storytelling, a new era of Jungkook. And you, right now, are watching the beginning of it.so. If you want to follow this journey, if you want to experience the behind-the-scenes moments, the artistry, the evolution, the creativity shaping the next generation of luxury and self-expression, don't look away. Stay with this story, stay curious, stay inspired.